What's up, guys? Coming at you live. This is again another test run. I'm still getting used to the mic. Got the auto face detection up now. Hopefully that's getting a little bit better video resolution for you guys. But yeah, we're gonna do a quick little rehash of the fights this weekend. We had Quentin Rampage Jackson. He made his return to the Bellator octagon or cage, and he won a split decision win over Irajiti. I want to make sure I'm getting this gentleman's name right, so I looked it up. It is Sarotashi Irajishi. He's an Olympic gold medalist in judo, and it was a split decision win. I mean, he judoed Rampage up the first round. It was a pretty clear-cut first round for him, and then the rest of the fight, he kind of dictated the pace as far as I'm not going to say he ran, but he danced around a lot. Rampage got a lot frustrated with it and started turning his back to him in the first and even all throughout the fight. But he finally started closing the distance a little bit in the second and the third, and he used his wrestling pedigree from his college days at JUCO. They kept talking about Rampage in the walkout having no real background as far as mixed martial arts. They were harping on that a lot, and I love Jimmy Smith, but I mean, anybody who's a hardcore Rampage fan knows that he does have a legitimate wrestling background. The guy is a wrestler. He didn't get cauliflower ear from jiu-jitsu. He got it from wrestling. But he squeaked out the split decision win, and he did announce that he's not going to be taking that much time off. He didn't say if it was going to be at heavyweight or if it was going to be at 205. He said that he's going to take a little vacation, and you could tell body-wise he kind of was, no offense, Rampage, but a little flabby. I mean, he moved around great in the cage, but you could definitely tell that he was a little bit out of shape. I thought, looked out of shape. I mean, after I found out it was heavyweight, it kind of made more sense, because the wife was, the only comment she made about it was he looked like he smelled something bad at the beginning of the fight, and I told her that's Rampage. You don't look like he wants to do anything but beat your face in at the beginning of the fight. But he pulled out the split decision win, and judging, man, it was kind of a weird judging thing. I think he clearly won the fight 2 out of 3 rounds. But again, he pulled out the decision. We'll get into the judging in a future podcast. Joe Schilling returned to the Bellator kickboxing cage. Unfortunately, suffered a second-round loss with 1 second left in the second round. He was dominating the fight from the get-go to the end, from using his Muay Thai clinch, knees, and he was very, very foot on the pedal to the metal. I think he was trying to prove a point that KO loss in the Bellator cage was only because of the cage and the small gloves, and he's a Muay Thai fighter. But he was doing great. He got caught. Spinning back fist happens to the best of us, man. He'll get back up on the horse, and he'll be right back in there. And then we had Raymond Daniels. He returned. He first round KO'd. I believe it was Sheldon. We'll get the name on that real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. It was Stefan Bruno. That's what it was. Stefan Bruno. Raymond Daniels KO'd him in the first round at 145. That was a pretty quick fight. And then also Kira Mendez, Gilbert Melendez's wife. I believe it was her second fight with Bellator. She still undefeated. She pulled out a decision win and looked great. I mean, she was moving around. Nice to see Gilbert out in the spotlight getting, I wish he'd fight, and he's got a fight coming up. He's going to be fighting, I don't remember who he's fighting, but we'll get into that. But he's got a fight coming up. But it was a pretty good night. Oh, and Michael Chandler. How did I forget about that? Hometown boy. 1-punch KO Patricky Pitbull, and then almost got into another fight with his brother on the cage after the fight was over, adrenaline and whatnot. I think that's not going to happen because he's a 145er and Chandler's clear 155er. I think they're going to probably set up the Benson Henderson fight, which would be awesome, or maybe rebook the Josh Thompson fight. That'd be an awesome fight too. Maybe put Benson and Thompson together and see what happens there, and let Chandler kind of have a little bit of time off, being that they had him do back-to-back training camps with no fight, and he finally did get a fight, and he lit it up for him in his hometown. A lot of people can't handle that pressure being in their hometown, but he one punch KO'd him. Tricky Pitbull made him turn sideways. I felt so happy, but yet so sad, because I don't like seeing anybody get KO'd like that, because anybody who's ever been in any type of sparring situation in it, let alone in a cage, that's not fun, and you don't ever want to see that, because you don't know how many of those you have in you. And that guy's young, and he's probably got a good career. I'd hope he's got a good career ahead of him. But much love to him. And then Matt Mitrione also made his Bellator debut. He got caught in the first round. It was a little bit scary for Meathead there in the first. He got caught kind of moving around like Meathead does. He's got that great footwork. I love the way he moves as a heavyweight. Probably maybe one or two heavyweights on the face of the planet that can move like him, light on their toes. But it does leave you open to some situations, especially a Samoan guy with heavy hands. But he recovered, shelled up, let the referee know, Big John let him know that he was all right and recovered. And then, I mean, it was pretty much all Meathead from then on out. He got up, recovered, and ended that with a drop-down punch from a stand-up position to the ground. And then that was pretty much the highlights of the night. I mean, they had some kickboxing on there, but it was a lighter weight division, and I didn't catch it until the end. I had to go get the wife from work. But then also this weekend we also had the Sean Porter Thurman fight, and that was a beautiful fight. I don't know if any of you guys caught that. It was a decision win for Thurman. He's still undefeated. Porter looked amazing. They both looked amazing. That was a great fight. I'd love to see one of those guys fight Canelo, or even maybe fight Triple G, but I don't know if we'll see that. You guys all know how boxing goes. Boxing's pretty much where the money's at, is where the fighters are going to go. They don't have to fight who they have to fight. They just go where the money's at. And then also Anthony Joshua retained his heavyweight title in the O2 Arena in England, and it's looking like he might be coming over here to finally make his United States debut and fight Deontay Wilder, which would be an amazing fight. I mean, that's probably two of the three best heavyweights if you don't include Klitschko and you include Fury, because I don't know really what's going on with Klitschko as far as him and his brother pretty much got it made over there in Russia, so we'll see if him and Fury are going to do the rematch. And then whoever wins the Fury Klitschko fight, I would love to see fight Deontay Wilder, the winner of Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. That'd be great. And then that was pretty much all the big events of this weekend. We didn't have too much big news. McGregor stayed off the headlines, so that fight still, we're a month out. Let's hope that still lines up. We got McGregor-Diaz coming up in August. We also have John Jones, Daniel Cormier 2, Edgar Aldo 2 for the interim title, and then that'll be interesting to see who wins that and dictating on who. If McGregor's going to come down to 145 again, because I think if Aldo wins, he'll come back down. I think if Edgar wins, I don't think he's touching 145. I love McGregor and he's my boy, but that would probably be the soul-snatching loss that he doesn't want to take. But he's a crazy man. Maybe he's going to test himself with that. Everybody says he won't fight Edgar. I think he will, but part of me hopes he doesn't, because Cub Swanson, I mean, we can name after name of the souls that Frankie Edgar has just snatched, and he's a soul snatcher. He's a monster, but he doesn't put butts in the seats. I don't know why. He's a New York boy. You'd think that New York fans would follow their boy a little bit more, but they don't seem to. John Jones, any of them, they don't seem to follow their fighters. But that's my goal on this page, is to get the Arizona people following our local boys, because we have too many great fighters out here that aren't getting the notoriety and aren't making the money that they should be making. I mean, we've got an Olympic gold medalist, Henry Cejudo, who was the youngest Olympian gold medalist of all time, raised right here in Maryville, and I bet you I could probably count on 1-2 hands how many people know that he had a title fight, not including people at MMA gyms or fight-oriented friends that I know, but just casual fans, but who love sports, but they have no idea. And we had Shane Mosley box right down the road here a couple weeks ago, and nobody had an idea. Only I didn't even have an idea either, because the only reason I knew was because my boy Brandon Shaw was doing the commentary, and he announced on his podcast he was going to go. So my goal is to get some publicity out here for these guys that are out here putting it out there, not only in the MMA cage, the boxing ring, doing art, music, whatever you're trying to do. Get at me. We'll come on here, we'll shoot the shit, and I'll bust my ass to get your name out there. That's my goal. That's the point of this podcast. The point of any video that I make is positive stuff. I don't want any negativity unless it's concerning audio, video control. You don't like what I'm saying, guys? then I'm not making you watch the podcast. You don't got to watch it. Turn my video off. But I don't want any negativity. I'm just trying to help people out, and let's make this world a better place. Let's not be Donald Trump and make America great again. America's always been great. We just got to remember that. And that's my goal. Let's remember who we are, remember why we got where we're at, and just do what we used to do. Do the great things and make the world a better place, and make America a better place, and just make ourselves a better person, and in general. It's all the negativity that we've got going on in the world, people dwelling on that, about gun laws and whatnot. Let's not talk about how the problem is affecting us. Let's fix the problem. They're talking about, we know how it's affecting us. Let's fix this problem. I mean, we're going off a system that's from the 1800s when people used to ride on actual cow skin. And we got people up there in Congress and in Senate that aren't doing anything. I mean, seriously, you want to kill some time sometime? It's like Channel 77, I think. Go up there and try to watch the Congress Hall or whatever the hell they call that. Just watch them try to do something. It'll drive you insane. And I half-assed know what I'm talking about anyways. But, again, this is stuff for future podcasts. This is really just a test run just to make sure everything's working good and I got everything going good. I got guests lined up. They'll be coming really, really soon now. The wife hooked it up with the mic, as you guys can see. I hope it sounds good. I hope everything's working good now. Subscribe, JMS 71087 on at AOL.com. If you got an email you want to shoot me, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's going to be John Sandling or sandlingjohn@gmail.com. Twitter is just going to be my name or JMS 71087. And then Facebook is just going to be my name also. Anything you guys want to see on the future podcast, just let me know. Any topics you'd like to be brought up, I have no problem bringing up any topic anytime, anywhere. We'll be mobile. We'll be going from wherever we need to go to get what we need to get done. This is a beautiful world we live in. Let's keep it that way. Alright guys, it's me signing off. It's 12:30 at night on a Monday morning. I gotta take the wife to work in the morning, and I got 100 things to do this week. But I will be back up, because this is my dream, and this is what we do in life. If you are a real motherfucker and you really want to do what you want to do, you don't let nobody tell you can't do it. You just go do it. Thank you guys for tuning in if you did. If you didn't, I hope you come on sometime. Check me out, subscribe. I'll let you guys know who the guest is in the future podcast. I'm going to get the date locked down. I got to get the location locked down tomorrow, and we'll be off to the races. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Again, it's John Sandling. Follow me on Twitter, John Sandling, JMS 71087. Follow me on Facebook, or send me a friend request on Facebook. Never can have too many friends. If you have any suggestions, it's jms71087@aol.com or sandlingjohn@gmail.com. Again, appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks. Have a good night, guys.